Everything explained in this video is summarized from the CoinMarketCap. And also, please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel for future XRP news and some other cryptocurrency news in general. So now take a look at this. Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse appeared on 60 Minutes amid the SEC clash where he revealed that the SEC will drop the lawsuit very soon. The chief executive officer of Ripple, Brad Garlinghouse, will be featured on the CBS program 60 Minutes, which will bring Ripple's operations and court challenges into the spotlight of the general public. This program comes at a time when Ripple is engaged in a dispute with the United States Securities and Exchange Commission regarding the classification of XRP. And when significant management shifts in financial organizations in the United States continue to have an impact on the legislative landscape, Ripple responds to the SEC's appeal with a rebuttal. As a result of the SEC's recent contestation of a court order that declared XRP to be not a security in secondary transactions, the legal battle with the SEC has become more intense. In a short amount of time, after the claims were made, Ripple submitted a cross appeal which demonstrated its resolve to fight the allegations and defend its position on cryptocurrency regulation. Because SEC Chair Gary Gensler is scheduled to step down around the same time, the court has given the SEC until the middle of January to complete its appeal, which adds a layer of urgency. It has been alleged by the leadership of Ripple that the Securities and Exchange Commission has unfairly targeted XRP by applying regulatory standards to digital assets in an inconsistent manner. The business continues to maintain its position that the legal standing of XRP has the potential to establish a precedent for the cryptocurrency sector as a whole. Concerns regarding Garlinghouse, one of the SEC's potential leaders, Ripple's chief executive officer, has voiced his severe disapproval of Robert Stebbins, a contender for the position of chair of the Securities and Exchange Commission, noting Stebbins' previous involvement in regulatory decisions that were allegedly biased in favor of certain individuals. It was determined that Stebbins was associated with the controversial lecture that William Heinemann delivered in 2018, in which he declared Ethereum to be a non-security. This speech has since caused debate within the industry. The candidacy of Stebbins was deemed unconscionable by Garlinghouse, who also expressed worries on the implications of this for the fairness and transparency of regulatory processes. The criticism that Ripple has received is reflective of the growing discontent that is being felt throughout the cryptocurrency industry around regulatory discrepancies and a lack of clear leadership to encourage innovation while ensuring responsibility. After the announcement of the nominee for the Treasury, the Ripple community looks ahead. Both the chief executive officer of Ripple and members of the XRP community have expressed their satisfaction with the nomination of Scott Bessent to the position of Treasury Secretary by President-elect Donald Trump. They view this as a potentially good development. Ripple's continuing projects, such as its Rulu stablecoin, are still awaiting clearance, and the community is hoping that Bessent will provide the sector with impartial monitoring. As a result of the timing of Garlinghouse's participation in 60 Minutes, which coincides with these big events, Ripple may have the opportunity to address its vision on a stage that is unlike any other. It is anticipated that the program will add much needed clarity to the company's position in cryptocurrency innovation, even though Ripple is now wrestling with legal difficulties and is confronted with a regulatory landscape that is rapidly altering. According to Chris Giancarlo, a former chairman of the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, the Securities and Exchange Commission may decide to withdraw its action against Ripple. The forecast was made by Giancarlo during a recent interview that was shown on Fox Business. During the conversation, Giancarlo offered his thoughts on the current situation of cryptocurrency regulation in the United States. He discussed topics such as the expansion of the Commodity Futures Trading Commission's regulatory control over the industry and the possible outcome of the Ripple litigation. Ripple case to be filed with the SEC in response to a question about whether or not the Securities and Exchange Commission will withdraw the Ripple case under the administration of Donald Trump. Giancarlo suggested that the CC take into consideration the possibility of abandoning any actions that it has previously lost in the trial court. On the other hand, Charles Gasparino, a senior correspondent for Fox Business, pressured him for a clear response and asked him to place a wager. Giancarlo, who is commonly referred to as Crypto Dad, responded by saying, "I would bet that they indeed would." Because of this, it appears that the previous CFTC anticipates that the next leadership of the SEC would reevaluate the Ripple case and decide to dismiss it. Based on the ruling of the trial court, Keep in mind that the trial court handed down its final decision regarding the lawsuit in August. SE appeal. During the verdict, the court reaffirmed its summary judgment from July of last year, which said that whereas institutional sales of XRP were considered securities, other distributes and programmatic sales were not treated as securities. Additionally, it was demonstrated that XRP is not a security in and of itself. Following an internal discussion that lasted for 2 months, the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) filed an appeal against the verdict regarding Ripple to overturn the portion that it lost. In addition, Ripple submitted a counter appeal which challenged the decision that the trial court had made on institutional sales. Both parties had already submitted their preliminary arguments, and the Securities and Exchange Commission was planning to submit its appeal brief on January 15, 2025. What the victory of Donald Trump could mean for the outcome of the Ripple case as a result of Trump's election as the next president of the United States. There is speculation that the appeal against Ripple could be dismissed earlier than expected. Recently, this idea gained traction after Gary Gensler, the chair of the Securities and Exchange Commission, declared his intention to depart on January 20. Gensler would be replaced as chair of the Securities and Exchange Commission by a candidate who is pro-cryptocurrency, according to the transition team for President Trump. The team is reportedly participating in discussions with crypto stakeholders over prospective picks, as reported by the well-known American magazine Wired. The Securities and Exchange Commission would most likely reevaluate and abandon the Ripple action if Trump eventually chooses a chair that is pro-cryptocurrency. Several attorneys advocated for cryptocurrency, such as Jeremy Hogan, who hypothesized that the SEC and Ripple would settle once the company paid the judgment sum of $125 million. However, as of the time of this publication, this is still unknown. Amidst the controversy surrounding cryptocurrencies, SE Chair Gensler highlights record enforcement actions. Tuesday, November 26, was the day that the United States Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) made public its enforcement action report for the fiscal year 2024. It is noteworthy that the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) filed 583 enforcement proceedings, resulting in the acquisition of $8.2 billion in financial remedies, which is the greatest amount in the SEC history. The United States Securities and Exchange Commission highlighted its win in the Terraform Labs case, which resulted in almost $4.5 billion in disgorgement, prejudgment interest, and civil penalties. This accounted for over 56 of the total financial remedies. The Securities and Exchange Commission did not mention the Ripple case or the $125 million in civil fines. The information that has been provided is not intended to be trading advice. There is no responsibility for any investments that are made based on the information that is provided on this page. Before making any decision about investments, we strongly advise conducting independent research